Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna review the two semifinal games that just happened. So, getting into the games. Spain v France happened first on Tuesday and Argentina versus England. Looking back at Spain versus France, I was very shocked. I don't know. I think it's the best way to say it. I was at least personally, me personally, I was shocked. Maybe other people saw it differently, right? But I was personally shocked. My biased a little bit because I did say France. I picked them as the winners for the World Cup. That was my prediction before the tournament even started. They got they got cooked. They got absolutely cooked. And other than getting cooked, it looks like these guys did not want to play, did not have a plan. They just didn't know what to do. They did not know what to do after that penalty incident, after Lamine got the pen, which honestly, very dumb from Digne. I don't know what Digne was thinking of doing in that moment. I think he could have done anything else, but he did the absolute worst thing. He miscontrolled the ball and then you know, tried kicking it, but obviously Lamine's gonna get to that. Try to get a pen, which Lamine went for the ball, didn't really go for the ball, but it doesn't matter. There's contact in the box, there's a kick to the person. So like at that point it's like you can only blame yourself, Digne, at that point. But after that, maybe France had a chance to get back into the game. Maybe. But once Saliba went out, that was it. That was reps. That was the end of the game right there. Once Saliba got subbed out for what is appearing to be a back injury, didn't know that. Maybe Arsenal fans knew. Not me though, because I'm not an Arsenal fan. But once Saliba got out and they subbed in Lacroix, it was reps. And other than the defense situation, it looks like the midfielders and the attackers just didn't know what to do. They didn't know how to break down Spain, and it was just a really bad game for France. They decided to play the worst game of the tournament at the absolute worst time, and Spain decided to play their best game of the tournament so far at the best time. To be honest, I think me personally, I haven't really been impressed by Spain too much. Um, Group stage matches, I didn't think they were anything special. I think they were really good against their Austria game in the round of, I think that was in the round of 32. But after that game, Portugal, they looked a little, but it was to Portugal, right? Portugal was also terrible. But I don't know. They barely beat them 1-0, but they beat them, right? And so that's what champions do. They win games even when maybe they weren't the best. And then against Belgium, which is a really closer game, they beat them again, showing again, they're doing what they need. They're doing what needs to be done in order to win these games. And against France, it was like again they played a really good game, but it was their easiest game. And since they have dropped Pedri, that midfield for Spain has improved greatly. Rodri is insane, obviously, showing showing everybody what he can do. Oyarzabal being a goal scorer, still scoring all the banging all the goals, better than freaking the shark. El tiburon, right? Ferran, get that bum out of here, bro. And Spain have done everything that they needed to do to reach this point to be able to get in contention for a final. And for me, I didn't see them as finalists. I saw them making a deep run before the tournament started, but they proved me fucking wrong, dude. They proved me wrong. They clearly showed up and have been the better team in most of the games. And more evident than not, they were really the best team this past Tuesday. France just didn't show up. I was very disappointed with them, to be honest. I was very disappointed with the way they went out. Not even a goal scored. Some glimpses of attacks, but it was just disappointing night. And with that, Didier Deschamps is out because before the tournament started, they agreed that um Zidane was going to take over the French national team, which honestly, Zidane leading these group of players, if he does anything similar to what he did in Madrid, they're very dangerous. Even under Deschamps, they were dangerous. And to be honest, Deschamps kind of had no tactical vision. It looked like he just, yeah, guys, y'all are the best players, some of the best players in the world. So go ball out. That can only get you so far when you have Rabiot in midfield still. You know. So yeah, going from Conte and Pogba to Rabiot, Chouameni, and Kone, which I do like Kone. I think Kone's a little decent player, but he's not on the level of those two. Uh, it just really showed the difference in quality and I guess the mentality of the managers as well. It was just crazy. So congratulations to Spain. They made it to the final, second final in their history. I think it's the second final in history, obviously. Well, obviously they won in 2010, but I don't know. But looking at England and Argentina's game, I really wanted England to win. I'm not gonna hide that bias. I don't care for Argentina, especially with how. All right, guys, let's call it how it is. A little bias. These refs have been going for Argentina. You can't deny that. Even if you're an Argentina supporter or a Messi fan, you can see that like the refs have been helping them out a little bit more. Obviously, you can't do everything. The refs can't do everything, right? It's like against Egypt. Egypt may have called for corruption at the end or scandal, whatever, but you can't give up a 2-0 lead in like less than 10 minutes. You can't do that. You can't blame the refs for that. You have to blame yourselves as a team at that point. And even against in the last round, who did they play against? Switzerland. I think that was insane. I get it. And Bolo did simulate, but giving them a yellow card, a second yellow, so a red, I think it's a bit insane. Switzerland were just getting to the rhythm into the game after they scored, and Bolo does that and is wraps. And for England versus Argentina, it was a close game in that first half. I think England, again, kind of like Spain, England have been underwhelming this tournament, but they made it to the semifinals, right? They were winning games that maybe they weren't the best in at times, but they were still winning them. They were still getting through. But I mean, a single carry job by Jude Bellingham, obviously against Mexico, 2 goals against us, and I will make a video on that. And then obviously the 2 goals against, who did England play against in the last round? Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank here. Against Norway, I think he scored a brace again against them, and that's just down to Bellingham's brilliance, honestly. But yesterday, Anthony Gordon scored. Well on him. They scored in like 50th, 60th minute. And then Tuchel decided to park the bus in the 65th to 70th minute. There was so much more ball to play that he could have at least tried to feint attacks and go forward. But instead he decided to sit back so early on and invite the pressure. And obviously that's in 25 minutes for Argentina. It's too much time for a team like that. That's too much time for a team like that with that much quality to not score, right? And obviously they did score. Long shot for Enzo Fernandez, which was a good shot. But no, weirdly enough, why was none of the England players ready to mark that? You had poor Jude, who was already in the box, rushing to get to him, but nobody there. And then Lautaro Martinez, I think there was like 6, 7 defenders inside that box, and somehow Martinez was still able to be found alone in the back post, and obviously that's it. That's game done. And at that point, you have Dan Burn. What is Dan Burn gonna do? And also, tell me why, whenever England were trying to, do something last minute, why was Ezri Konsa always the one trying to cross the ball in? That doesn't make any sense. And this goes back to criticizing Tuchel's picks for this World Cup. You didn't bring Harry Maguire, who's, great header as well, and faster and younger than Dan Burn. So, could have subbed him on or started him, whatever you want. Gerald Kwanzaa got injured, or no, he got sent off for a red, and Reece James got hurt. Maybe not bringing Trent looks kind of dumb now, Although he didn't have the greatest season at Madrid, he's still a wonderful passer as a right back. And maybe if Trent was on the pitch yesterday, maybe not even as a starter, maybe he could have subbed him on. And when they needed a cross in that last minute, maybe Trent could have done that job. But hindsight, right? Hindsight is 2020. If Tuchel won the tournament, he would have been like, "Yep, I proved you wrong. I didn't need Maguire, didn't need Palmer, didn't need Foden, didn't need Trent." He lost. Now we can say this, right? Because obviously, right, the games happen. So that's always we're gonna do, right? After a game ends, is speculate on what could have, should have been. But fair play to Argentina. They again, they came back. 3 comebacks in no, not they didn't come back against Switzerland, but like comebacks consistently throughout the tournament, and they've done it. Capo Verde, no, they were ahead of Capo Verde, but they barely won. Egypt, now England. So congratulations, Argentina. They made it to the final. For me personally, I do not care about this final. I did not want Argentina to win it, to make it to the final. In Spain, I don't care about Spain, to be honest. It's whatever. Third place matchup between England and France. I don't know. I'm gonna say France wins it. That's just me still being a little biased because I think France is still the best team, but clearly not, right? For the final though, Argentina Spain. I don't know. I think it's very even. Argentina, again, I feel like it's weird. I feel like this entire tournament, Argentina, Spain have not played to their absolute best, but they just clutch up and do what needs to be done in the moments that they need to be, carried out. So, is that how good it is? I don't know. These teams have not been dominant, I guess, and that's what I was like expecting. But it doesn't matter, right? You're in the final, so it doesn't matter how dominant or not dominant you were in those games. You made it to the final, so you did the damn thing. You did the job. So I think Argentina will win it. Back to back Messi World Cup finals. I think anybody who still think there's a GOAT debate, brother, I'm a Ronaldo fan, but like, brother, let it go. Let it go. There's no GOAT debate anymore. Messi's the best player of all time, right? As much as I don't like to say it, I'm not a delusional fan. I know, right? So that's it. I think Argentina wins it, and that's 2 World Cups for Messi. And yeah, and if not, oh cool, Lamine wins the World Cup. Again, I don't really care for who wins this World Cup final. My horses have died out very, very early on in this tournament. Germany got knocked out by Paraguay, and then obviously Mexico heartbreak at the Azteca against England by the hands of Jude. But we'll see. Maybe hopefully the final will be fun. I just want a back and forth game. There hasn't really. I mean, England and Argentina kind of gave that a little bit, but not too much. But to be honest, we'll see. I think England and France might be a more entertaining game than Spain and France. Who knows? I think So I think it'll be Argentina first, Spain second, France third, England fourth. That's my prediction. But yeah, what do you guys think? This World Cup is coming to an end this Sunday. Crazy. It's been a wild ride. This World Cup has been very fun, I think. Ignoring like the ref controversies and the biases and the unbiases of Argentina, which is kind of hard to ignore because they're in the final. But what can you do? They still won, and you can't take that away from them. As much as it is bitter, I don't like Argentina, but it's whatever. Oh well, we'll see what happens, and I'll catch you later in the next video.